What is happening, guys? Cowboy here, and before we get into this build, let me ask you a question. Have you ever wanted to paralyze a monster so much that it struggles to move while you're killing it? Maybe you want to put something to sleep and just sleep bomb it multiple times. Or perhaps you want to keep a monster poisoned for the entire duration of the hunt. Whatever the case may be, if you said yes, you're in luck. It's today, taking a look at the Super Status build. Now this is a build that only recently became possible with Title Update 1.0. And before we jump right into it, I want to just take a look at some attacks here. Now just kind of watch my blade to see how many we got. 1, 2, 3. We're just looking for those Paralyze clouds. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we got 6 paralyzes. It's not too bad. But now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna training option here, and we're gonna make this thing attack us. And up. Now we're going to do windmill. And now we're just going to do some other attacks. Yeah. What you're seeing is every single attack we do has that paralysis application. And that is what this build is all about. So taking a look, let's jump back into town, talk about this build and how it works. What's great about this is that it's talisman independent and weapon independent. You can use this with pretty much any weapon that can deal status damage. So to talk about the build, this is a build focused around both the Lucent set and the Goldie set. And we are taking advantage of the new evade perks they offer. So we have evade window level 5, of course. We have some attack boost as well as Whisperer coming in from our talisman. Crit boost and Wex gemmed on in for damage. We got some Defiance on. Even if you only get 1 point of Defiance, this is honestly like one of my new favorite skills. This is fantastic. 3 points of Adrenaline Rush, so we get 30 attack power when we dodge. 3 points of Foray, so as long as the monster is either poisoned or paralyzed, or afflicted with a blight, we're picking up 15 attack power and 20 affinity. 3 points of Chain Crit, which is nice. 3 points of Status Trigger, giving us 12 seconds of perma status application. Some points of Handicraft, bumping up our sharpness, or ammo up if you want to be a gunner. Some Part Breaker mixed in there. A little bit of Blade Scale Hone to also recover our sharpness when we roll. Some Flinch Free for multiplayer, Stray Point of Leap of Faith, and of course some Sneak Attack. So there is a lot of stuff going on in this build, but the big focal point here, the Status Trigger, Adrenaline Rush, and Foray. So the basic idea here is when we dodge, we're going to get up this buff. And for those 12 seconds, we're going to have a huge buff to our status application. We're also going to have the 30 attack power coming in from Adrenaline Rush, and then as that status applies, Foray is going to go off, further increasing our attack power and affinity. And of course, the whole time, Chain Crit is just popping off, further ramping up our attack. And all in all, it allows us to pump out a lot of damage really fast. So, to jump on into the gear. As for the talisman, I'm using my attack boost Whisperer talisman, but honestly, I would probably go Blade Scale Hone. If I had a like 2 Blade Scale 2 slot, I would probably do that and just try to max out Blade Scale Hone on the talisman. Alternatively, picking up 3 points of attack boost here isn't going to hurt, but we do have a lot of other areas that we're going to be getting attacked from, so it's not a major concern. As for the weapon, there's a lot of weapons you could run with this. With Sword and Shield, I'm working with this one. Comparing these two, this one has more paralysis on it, but I don't have the things I need to upgrade the Rampage slot. And the 3 level 1s is actually kind of nice for the Secta, just because I can get those 3 points of Defiance. But some other alternatives here for dual blades, running the Blast Poison dual blades, obviously a fantastic choice. Any of the blast or the poison weapons are going to be really good here. So all the Lucent Naga weapons are fantastic choices all around. Status Lance will do really well. The Parahammer build that we previously did, this absolutely claps with that. I did a test run just against a Izuki just to see like how many stuns I could get real late at night. I think I had like 5 stuns. The poor thing didn't get to move. It was like paralyzed, stunned, paralyzed, stunned. It was ridiculous. You could do it with Switch Axe. You could run a Paralysis Switch Axe. So, I mean, it's really whatever you want, honestly. Any weapon that is going to have a status. And ideally, you're going to want to do Sleep, Paralyze, or Poison. Poison is going to get you the most DPS. Sleep, obviously, I'd only recommend that for solo play. And Paralysis is just really funny for either solo or multiplayer, but it's going to really shine in multiplayer. So going on to the gear as well as the decorations. On this, we've just dropped Cornerstone, but you know, it's whatever you want. I would suggest having at least one cornerstone deco, simply because Defiance is really good. But going on down to the Goldie Helm, we pick up 2 points status trigger, point of foray, 2 points chain crit, 2 points Wex from our decos. We go over to the Espinous chest, which we have dropped another blade scale jewel into. This comes along with a point of foray and 2 points of part breaker, and then through the sheer blessing of RNG, I actually managed to get a point of chain crit on there via augmentation. The Lambit, we get 2 points adrenaline rush, 3 evade window, and we pick up Wex and another point of attack boost. The Loon Coil, we get our 3rd point of status trigger, more foray, and we round out our evade window, along with picking up 2 points of attack boost via decos. Then lastly, on the Lucent Legs, we are getting that final point of adrenaline rush, 2 points of handicraft or ammo up, so good depending on either weapon or gun, whatever you're using, a point of sneak attack, and of course we slot in some critical boost. And then like I said, Talisman's kind of independent here, but trying to get that blade scale or that attack boost either at 4 for attack boost or blade scale up at 3 should be the priority. Now obviously I don't have any of this augmented. Right now I just don't have the materials needed. You know, we're still very early into the title update. In terms of what I would do, I mean, chain crit you don't even really need. As long as you have 1 point of chain crit, you're good, and we already have 2 points here. That's just better than anything else I've seen rolled. But ideally, you're going to want to take your blade scale and get that up to 3. Beyond that, you could consider taking your attack boost up to higher, like get it up to 7, or get agitator. I mean, honestly, it's going to be whatever you want. I'm not going to go too in-depth into the augmentation skills because they're going to be pure RNG. So, you know, even moving forward, I'm not going to have builds that rely on it. Like having that chain crit's nice, but going from 2 chain crit to 3 chain crit is pretty minimal. You do not need that at all. I mean, it's also why none of my other pieces are augmented. But yeah, I mean, this is very straightforward. Basically, pick a status, go to town. Poison is going to do the best simply because it's going to give you a higher uptime of foray, so more crit, more damage coming on in. But you certainly don't need to use poison. I actually really like doing paralysis with this just because I'm getting tons and tons of paralyzes on the target. Perhaps the most important thing is just the dodging. Real fast, just to jump to the training area before we go out on the hunt. You do need to do a proper dodge. So just that, you know, literally hitting the button to dodge. I tried doing this with the horn swing on Hunting Horn. That did not proc it. I tried doing it with the Shrouded Vault on Dual Blades. That did not proc it. So actual dodges are going to be important. So like Evade Lancers, this is right up your alley. People, like I've seen people play Evade Lance and they're just like toot, 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 just like sliding back and forth. You're going to have like 100% uptime with like an Evade Poison Lance on this build. It's going to be nutty. So food for thought. But let's go on in and do a quest. And we're going to go after the Big Bad Goldie since it is one of the monsters you need to actually put this together. Actually see how this goes. So far I've hunted Goldie once, and that was with Charge Blade, and I absolutely demolished it. I think it has really good reads for Charge Blade. I'm not sure how that'll translate to Sword and Shield, but we'll find out. As long as I can get some good dodges, I'll be good. And actually, you know what? Really, no, I'll be fine. I was thinking about putting on Quick Breath just because it has poison. Down we go. And a big thing with this build that I think a lot of people are going to struggle with is they're going to get too distracted about having to get the dodges. Like, yeah, you do need them, but you don't want to be so focused on getting dodges that you're not getting, you know, that you're missing out on DPS opportunities. Bang his head. Oh, come on, will you hit it? Oh, yes you will. Like right there. That looked clean, but I was a little bit off of getting it. Roars are going to be one of the best ways to pull it off. And then multi-hit attack stuff like Whirlwind obviously going to do fantastic as well for just applying the status. It's like his tail swung forward and poked. But I usually have Rising Slash. I actually took it off for this because I found that I was getting bonked in the air a lot. I might want to take off dive, because right there I was trying to do a regular dodge. Taking a nap. I wonder if I get iframes. I do. Oh, let's go! Rolling through the tail. Man, that third hit on that tail is getting me a lot. Whoa! Alright, so the Wirebug recovery can proc it. That's interesting. I wonder if redirection could. I haven't tested that, but... Keep in mind that 3 points of defiance. If the monster is enraged, that gives you earplugs. 3 level 1 decos for earplugs while the monster's enraged. Absolutely crazy. A little uppity there. Ooh. Oh, come on, man. Either do it or not. I'm just like waiting for it. I'm like, here comes my buff. Here comes my buff. And it just keeps not coming. Let's see if I think I can jump in. Alright, not bad. Gotta time my dodges on that tail swipe better. Definitely take off a dive I have on. Faith. The only thing that's doing is making me miss potential dodges. remember seeing the iframes run out on that before, like that. And again, I haven't really been using windmill like at all. Ah, too late on the roll. See, that's what's great though, is even if you're late on the roll, you got Defiance, and so it doesn't matter. Ooh. Damn. Actually making me use a big boy potion. Guessing the cats must have over flashed it. Oh, come on. Should have had that one. Oh god. You were just gonna use up all my medicine, ain't you? Here we go. And boom. Hey, largest size gold Rathian at that. Very nice. So, I have only hunted this thing once before, but I'm pretty sure that capture was almost like in line with the time it took me using Charge Blade. That's with Sword and Shield. I mean, don't get me wrong, Sword and Shield's good, but like, I think a lot of people look at Sword and Shield and they don't even think of it as like a DPS weapon. They're like, oh yeah, it's that weapon that hurts stuff, but also heals, and whoo, double mantles, let's go. 1458, man, hit that 15-minute mark by a hair. But yeah, so that's the build. And like I said, with something like Poison, where you're gonna have even more uptime, you're just gonna see more damage, because that attack and crit boost from Foray is gonna be active even longer. So if you wanted to use the new Lucent Narga weapons, this is the way to do it, man. Either way, thanks for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.